because we had the Portuguese in East Africa as well. So we have some Portuguese words. Sometimes I listen to my brothers here speaking Portuguese, and I pick a few words because we share words in Kiswahili. A simple word like the table is mesa. That's a Portuguese word. Okay? So language is very interesting. The other thing that I really enjoy so much about the southern part of Africa is the music, the singing. People in the southern region of Africa sing with passion and soul. You can feel it when you sing. We feel you singing with the emotions in there, and I just love that. When you go to East Africa, where I come from, we sing like the British. We are very, very cold. You know, we are very cold in East Africa. But when we come down south, people are moving there, you know. And our problem also sometimes we think that when you're singing and you're moving, you're like, no. You know, sometimes you think you'll not go to heaven when you move, when you're singing. So I really appreciate it when I'm here. When they say stand up, I am happy to stand because I know I can freely enjoy the music when I'm here. Next week, this Sunday, I'll travel to Kenya to spend the rest of the year there. I'll be at the Youth Congress and I'll spend a week with the family. And I know when I'll be singing in the church, I'll be singing like this. Yeah, so let me get all my moves and all my feelings out while I'm here. And then when I go there, I'm going to recover. Amen. Okay, so let's talk about extra initiatives. And I am so thankful for the presentation that Brother Pavel made yesterday, because he captured and touched a bit of what I'm going to talk today. So what I'll share with you today will be complementing what he was discussing. Do you remember what he talked about, the millionaire church member? Do you remember? The millionaire church member did 3 things in his house. What did he do? 1, he prayed. But before he prayed, what did he do? He ate food, Greek food. I'm not a big fan of Greek food. I'm a big fan of African food. Actually, when you put African food and Greek food together, you go for African food. So, they ate. What else did they do? You know, there's some people who have a problem with L and R. So which one are you saying? Are you saying... Huh? P-L or P-R? You see, some people are saying R, some people are saying L. So it's possible. They did both. But they did one first. Did they pray or did they play? They prayed. And then after they played, they prayed again. Yes. Okay. So today, what I will present captures some of those things. So I'll just let you feel the imagination for yourself. But I want to do a little recap of the things we said yesterday. Because for me, these are very key and important. 1, there has to be the love of Christ in there. Every presentation you make, anytime you meet a client, your focus should be the love of Christ and to awaken and to speak to the awakened person. And I pointed out yesterday that sometimes we try to convert people very quickly because we are on a mission and we are in a hurry. But sometimes it takes time for us to get them to the place where they feel awakened. So I was listening to what Brother Pavel was saying yesterday, and he said, when the church member said, the friend asked him, what do you believe? And he told him, don't tell him. Let him do what? People who are listening. Let him beg for it. Now that sounds very controversial, but it is not controversial because sometimes we try to rush people to believe before they are awakened to the desire to know God. And this is a very important and key thing that you have to remember. But also, again, sometimes we have people who do not take time to speak of the love of Christ. All they speak is health, 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 when the client has already become awakened and is ready to go to the next level. So it's important to remember that, okay? And then we also talked about Christ's interest, that Christ's interest is not only this person's salvation, but it's this person's health as well. And so Christ's interest should also become whose interest? Your interest. Somebody, I don't know, I think it's Brother Max yesterday mentioned that if you go for the sale or for the money, you will not succeed. What do you have to go for? What do you have to go for? The soul or the mission. Or the mission. When you accomplish that, then the money will accompany that. But how do you know you have succeeded? When you have done the sale. So let's not forget that. Now, yesterday we also said that you have to reach all classes. You have to reach all classes and you have to meet them where they are. And in what places are we going to talk about today? We are going to talk about in the homes of the lowly and in the mansions of the great. Many of us go to the homes of the lowly because we are afraid of the mansions of the great. And I was so thankful that yesterday Brother Pavel talked about the millionaires, because these are the mansions of the great. These are people that need to be reached. But the challenge is, how do we reach them? You don't have to turn it up because I'm the one who's not speaking out loud. I can make it a little louder. Okay? So, in the homes of the lowly and in the mansions of the great, how do we reach these people? It takes challenge and it takes opportunity. It takes time to meet businessmen, teachers of the gospel. These are pastors. I know one brother here, Brother Tafazo, is reaching teachers of the gospel in a church, in the highways. Okay? So we are to reach all these people. And how are we going to do that? Today I want to talk about parties. How many of us love to party? Party, P-A-R-T-Y. Okay, how should I say it? How do you say it here? I've said it the way you say it, right? If I was in the US, I would not say party, I would say party. Yes, how many of you love to party? Okay. Oh, so you speak American English. Okay. So, today I want to talk about how you can reach people in their homes through parties. We go to different parties. We go to birthday parties. We go to anniversaries. Yesterday, Pavel said the neighbor invited his friends or his neighbors to come to his wedding anniversary, and he says, we're having a party in my house. I would love to invite you to come. I have spoken to some people who have actually used this opportunity, like birthday parties, to organize book sales. And this is what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about party with a difference. Party with a difference. How do you do this? You hold parties in people's homes. And why do you do this? Because when you go to a home, you are able to present materials, or you are able to present books, or you are able to present the message in a non-threatening way. When you invite people to church, they feel threatened. They don't want to come. Sometimes when you go knocking on people's doors in their offices, they feel threatened. They don't want to open their doors, or they don't want. But if you invite them to come to a gathering where people are having a good time, then that is not threatening. That is opportunity for them to be there. So many people would love to go to a party. So If people can have a party just to have fun, just to celebrate, why not have a party specifically organized for book sales? Or why not utilize a birthday party or a get-together to have a book sale? Okay? So, how do you organize a book party? What are the ingredients for a nice book party where you can sell books? Number one, you need to have a theme. Every party has a theme. All right? Number two, you have to have somebody who will host the party. Number three, there is no party without guests. Okay? Number four, every party is held in a place somewhere. So you have to have a venue. Number five, parties have games and gifts. And number six, then you have, of course, the book presentations. So I want to go through each one of these very quickly. Number one, themes can be based on the different areas of literature that you distribute. One, you can have a theme that talks about neuropathic and complementary healing. All right? Number two, you can have a party that talks about parenting and relationship development, family life, or anything that brings social situations. Number three, you can have parties that talk about emotional and psychological health. Or you can have parties that talk about physical and spiritual well-being. You can organize a theme of a party around anything that has to do with the literature that you're distributing and that will benefit the people. You can have parties that just deal with the spiritual issues. Okay? But it has to be a very well-developed themes. These days, when people are organizing parties, they do things that even the decorations is around the theme of the party. If you go to children's birthday parties these days, the plates, the cups, the table mats, all those things are revolve around the theme of the party. Okay? Second, you need to have a host. Who is going to host the party? And this is part of where you will partner with other people. In fact, a lot of times we have always thought of working as literature evangelists alone or just with your partner. But you know, there is a way that you can partner with your church members, with your church groups, with your small groups to develop a ministry together. Church members are looking for guidance in the act of witnessing to their family members or through their Sabbath school class or through their small groups. So, church members who have small groups are always gathering together. You can use that opportunity for them to reach their neighbors, to reach their friends, to reach their acquaintances, people that they work with, or everyone can be a potential host. You can even have your own client who is interested in sharing the books with their friends. You say, you know what? I'll be happy to organize, to have you host a party at your house, and I'll be happy to come and present the literature to your friends. And so anybody can be a host. They can be church members, they can be non-church members, they can be Sabbath school class members. Anybody is a potential host as long as they are willing to host the party. Guests. So I guess you already know who the guests are. Anybody who wants to come and everybody who is invited. Some of the most successful health parties are held in the host's home with a small group of friends or neighbors and acquaintances. Very non-threatening way of bringing people together to have a good time. Sometimes you can have parties that are organized just for the children. You say, hey, we are having a children's party, and children's get together. And of course, when you invite the children, who comes with the children? The parents. So this is a way of getting the parents there and grasping their attention. Number 4, the venue. Where can you hold these parties? Parties can be held in different places. It can be held in the home, It can be held in church. It can be held in schools. You can rent a hall. You can do it in a cafe. You can even do it outside in the park during the summer, nice warm weather. You bring people together and they sit out in the park and you have a good time. But you have to have the venue prepared. It has to be a nice place where people will actually feel they are having a party and they're having a good time. You know, sometimes when we think about presenting books, sometimes we think only in terms of a table, a piece of cloth, and somebody standing there. There has to be a whole aesthetic presentation that will appeal to the person who will come there. When the literature evangelist is doing a presentation, as Elder Maroni said today, one of the appeals is that when somebody looks at you, you have to be appealing in your dress. But then if you're also going to canvas through a party, then the venue and the place that you're going to use also has to be appealing to the people that will come to the celebration. Okay? So don't do a shoddy job and just put things together and then you have an ugly looking thing and you call that a party. No. A party should be a properly organized event, nicely decorated, that will appeal to the people. Games. Remember yesterday? What game did they play? What are some of the games that people play? Huh? You can play Monopoly. What other game can you play? Scrabble? Okay. Now remember, your games have to be games that will involve almost everyone. They're games that will be appealing to everyone, that will be at a level of people that will make people want to be involved. Some of those games will also be games that are around the theme of what you want to talk about. The other day, I discovered a new game, and I will want to challenge you to go and try it out. I decided to try this out with some friends that I was visiting with the other evening. Can I have a chair? Pastor, could you help me with that chair? So, I saw online that there is something that women can do that men cannot do. Do you want to see this and try it out? Okay. So, I was watching online about something that women can do. And this is something I said, let me try this out. And it got everybody involved. People were laughing and trying something that looks so simple, but which was almost impossible. You stand facing a wall. Suppose this is a wall. You take 1, 2, and the third step back. You bring the chair, put it against the wall, and standing right there without moving, you lean and put your head on the wall. And then you take the chair and you lift it up to your chest, and then you stand upright holding the chair. It is found that women can do this and men cannot. I will challenge you during break or any other time to go try this. So I thought this seems interesting. So if you play a game or you do something that will get people interested and people talking, then so we started discussing, why is it that some people can do it and some cannot do it? Does it have anything to do with the strength of their abdomen? Does it have anything to do with their center of gravity of their bodies? Does it have anything to do with how long their feet are? You know, different things. So you play games that will be appealing to the people that are there and get them talking. The important thing that games do is that games bring down people's defenses. It makes people free. It makes people relaxed and at ease and at home. And it creates discussions between them. And it opens the door for people to talk freely. So once you have played the games, and you also remember you have gifts to give away. And one of the very nice gifts to give is the book Steps to Christ, or the Great Controversy, or Signs of the Times, or the missionary book. Some people purchase a lot of the missionary books that they give as free literature or as gifts. Okay? So it's important, it's good to have games and to give your guests gifts so that they don't think they just came to the party to buy. Brochures, advertising. It is nice to advertise your event before it happens, or to have brochures that talk about the things then the products that you have or the things that you do. All right? So think of creative, nice ways of creating nice, clear, beautiful brochures. And some of these publishing houses have already told you they have websites, they have places where you can print out some of this beautiful material that you can share with your people. So if you want to read more about how to do book parties, you can go to the Literature Evangelist magazine of July to December 2016. Yesterday's presentation was based in an article in the Literature Evangelist magazine of April to June 2018. If you get the LE magazine, you will find some of these articles are in there. You can read and benefit yourself. The article is titled Partying with a Difference, written by Wendy Kent. Thank you very much, everyone. Please be creative. Think outside the box. Create opportunities to invite people into your homes, to enter people's homes, to break down the barriers, and to reach them with the gospel. God bless you.